back to Studioloo. It's Cindy. I thought I would jump in this week. I think it's week 33 of the Roxy Creations Weekly Challenge. So I saw on Gail Agostinelli's channel that she was making these botanical sample tags, and this just really appealed to me. I've been meaning to jump in on this challenge for ages because Roxy's creations are like really nice challenges on a weekly basis. There's a lot of different journal makers that participate, and I've wanted to, I just haven't had time. So I'm just going to sort of jump in from time to time when I can. So I did make a couple this morning. These two. So essentially the idea is that you create a tag base. These are made from file folder, and then you take a botanical image either from a digital or a vintage book, or any kind of a botanical image, and then you use fabric swatches at the bottom that are like the colors of what you see in the picture, and then you can add some embellishments here and there, and then top your tags. And I've stitched around them. This one I stitched around the picture, this one I didn't. So yeah, they kind of remind me of like designer samples or paint samples or something, but prettier. So these are the two I finished, and I have a couple more of this style sort of in process, and then I have a bunch of little ones too that I might try to work on, just leftovers from that file folder. But I also wanted to try using some of this green file folder. So let's set the prototypes here out of the way. Then I'm going to cut file folders. So best way to do this, I think, first is to just open up the accordion folds on the side. Okay. Then I need to make this smaller. So that would be a good length for a tag. So would this. And then the back one, probably I could do maybe in, not quite in half. I'm not sure. So first thing I'm going to do maybe is try to see if this will, I don't think it will tear. So I'm just going to try to maybe I'll use a tearing ruler and see how it tears with a ruler. Yeah, it's fine. It's just really big to fit on any of my cutters. So I want to try to separate these three pieces so I can cut them down easier. There we go. So now I'm going to cut these all into tags. I'll just get my chopper here. First, I'm just going to take a little off the edge to get rid of this accordion fold piece. And then, how do I want to do it? Do this side too. Then I'm thinking what I want to do, maybe this won't cut this direction. So first I will cut some this way. They need to be a little wider to fit the image. There. And then what I'll do is cut the top off so I can then cut these into manageable tags. Okay. I'll just trim the edge of that one because it's a little bit messy. And I think I want to take a little height off that one. Okay. And on this one, trying to cut these into a few different sizes and get the round corners off. No, that might be a little too thin. I think I will make this one wide one that I know I can use, and then I'll just not use that one. Okay. So this will give us a decent number of tags. So I'll just trim the top of this. And I think what I'll do probably is just cut this in roughly half. And then I think this might be a little too skinny because you need them to be a little bit wider tags because they have to fit your image from your book. And I'm using a vintage German flower book. Okay. So now we'll just get everything cut into a tag shape. I am so glad it is Friday. It has been a week. And I didn't even get all of like the work I wanted to get done. It's just, honestly, this week I have been, oops, that's a little bit of a sharp angle. Let's see if that looks okay. This week has been, yeah, it's fine. One of having to just help a lot of other people, which I don't mind, but sometimes it just kind of really, it can really impact like your overall work week. And that's what my work week was plagued with, is just other people's problems, not my own, which is okay. I'll figure it out. Okay, let's just cut that. There we go. I feel like this one is a little long and a little crooked. I'll get rid of that. And I had to go grocery shopping tonight, which is never fun. Also, it's like one of those grocery shops when like I have not had a chance to grocery shop, so we've been just kind of using everything up from the freezer and stuff. So it's like one of those grocery shops where you're like, don't even tell me the amount. I'm good. I just let me just tap my card or swipe my card or enter my card. I don't want to know. That's one of the things that I try to prevent doing, is like waiting too long between grocery shopping, because I don't know if it's like this where you live, but where I live, the price of groceries literally has, like, I would say it has just about doubled. I would say like not quite, but pretty close. And it's honestly shocking to shop these days. I honestly used to love grocery shopping, and I absolutely hate it now. Like, it's my most despised task that I have to do. I would rather wash windows, clean toilets, whatever. Just don't make me grocery shop, because it's just a lot. Okay. So I started my day out today watching Anne Brooks' 52 Tags Handmade, and that's what got me in the mood to just go crazy making tags today. That and the fact that my ephemera box is like pretty well empty since I was making the summer flea market journals, which I still have several more to make. But yeah, I started out my day and I finished this. So her week 33 of another weekly challenge, the 52 Tags Handmade challenge, it was flags. So we made these little flags, and basically it's like I covered the back of the fabric in linen, blue linen, and then you just take like a little, you know, piece of fabric that's double the length of this, and you just kind of embellish it. Then what you do is, there's a bunch of ways to do this, but basically you've got one like thread or whatever. I use this fun cordage. It's a jute cordage, and I put the knots through the back on purpose. Usually I put all my threads underneath, and then I cover my tag with a backing, but I liked these. It made it feel kind of like flags on a boat or something. I don't know. I just liked it. And I think I was just feeling kind of like a I don't know, a lake kind of feeling or something this morning. Maybe it's the blue. I don't know. The flags were just taking me to like a cottage or something. So this fish became a flag, and I added some lace down here, and this is actually a green eyelet that I don't even have an eyelet press for, so I thought I would put that there. And then some of that vintage tea towel fabric that I made yesterday some tags out of, and I added some red fabric and some green buttons and some yellow stitching. And then I made this with a couple of just little fabrics, some blue and brown, and did some little X's, stitches, and little red beads. And then I just kind of wound up this cordage and used it as the tag topper. So they're fun because they can go up and down the flag, you know, this little flagpole kind of thing, the string for the flags. So I like this idea a lot. I thought it was really smart, and Anne Brooke is awesome. I love her. She's really smart. So now we'll get started. Tea. So this is the book that I'm going to use. Set my other project aside here. I'm working on all sorts of stuff today, and it occurred to me I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 journals on the go right now. That's unheard of for me. So using this is a vintage German book, and it's from, I don't know what year. Let's see if it says 1953, and it's this lovely book about flowers. So the first bit is text, but I like this one. Let's use this one. The only thing I really dislike is that the pictures are on the back and the front. So I have to decide, I have to make a decision what I want to do. Let's get one of the bigger tags because this is a wider picture. That's what I'm saying, is like you have to kind of line up your... now I don't know if I should use the iris. I like the kind of subdued look of the iris. I think it goes well, but then that really pops. And as you know, I am a fan of bright colors. If you've watched my videos, a lot of the time I'm making something bright because I like bright, happy colors most of the time. So we'll just tear this out. Then it's time to do a bit of inking because we want to ink this tag and just kind of give it a little bit of age and some framing. Do both sides while we're here. Okay. Oh, and I want to ink the edges here. Good. Now, one more thing I need to do is I need to ink some more of these in brown. This is just from a great big roll of like these round page protector style stickers that I found at a thrift store a long time ago, and I really like them. So we'll go with this one, I think. I just want to pop that in the middle. And we'll pop a hole through. Okay. Then I'm gonna put that there. There we go. Let's get that stuck down. Then I'm going to grab my fabric bundles. I'm using the ones that I got the other day when I was thrifting. So we're trying to find colors that are these kind of colors, maybe. I mean, it's not 100% necessary, but I'm going to use, where's my little scissors there? I'm going to use a little piece of this brown, even though it's not specifically the color of this. I'm going to put one there like that, of that color. Then what we're looking for is like purple, which I don't think is a part of this at all, this strip. No, that's red. Let's tear this open a little more. We could use this green, that would be cool. Just gotta trim it a little more. So it's kind of a fun product. It just makes you think about like designer swatches, like so little tomatoes, little flowers. Just have to unroll all these to see what we have here. I can use, I would like a purple if possible. I mean, another of these kind of subtle colors would look nice, but let's see what we have in here. Oh wow. These are nice. There's another green. Put that in the maybe pile. Just looking to see if I have any purple. I've got this one. It's a polka dot. Would that look good? Let's see. I don't know. Maybe pile. Oh wow, that would look good though. I just really want a purple. Why can't I find a purple? Okay, these are not purple. I got yellow, batik. Maybe. Not a reddish purple like this, but I kind of like that though. It looks nice. That's pretty cute. Okay, I'm gonna go with that one. We'll stop the obsessive hunting, but I will unroll these because we're gonna need fabrics, and this will show me what I have here anyways. Greens and yellows. There's not very much purple in here. I have like a huge scrap bin right beside me, but I just can't be bothered to search forever through it. So I'm just going to cut this little roly-poly end off and snip that up and put it in my scrap bin of crumb fabric for another project. So this, right there, and right there. Okay, we're going to go this wide. I'm going to cut one of these down. Okay. This glue page out of the way. Right. Now we need to maybe add some kind of an embellishment. You see, I've got this little botanical tag that could maybe go here. And then it's a little big. Just looking through all my little bits and bobs that I have here. There's a little, maybe we'll go with that one, or that one. No, I like the other one better. Okay. Just snip the end off that, and then we need ink for these. Okay, oh, a little more glue. And then I just need fabric for the top. And I think I'll use some of my eco printed fabric here. A little bit of a scrap going on. Come on. Kind of a slip knot kind of situation here. There we go. Okay, so that's the first one. And I will stitch around that afterward, but for now I'll just pop it aside. Now we need another tag. I've got another one here. Where is my book? Right here. Okay, we need to find another flower. Oh, that's pretty. And white and pink. Just trying to decide which one to. Maybe a pink would be nice. Like this one, this illustration style one better. And I'm gonna have to just tear that down a bit. So I'll just start by tearing it out. And actually that's fine, that will fit just fine. I'm not going to ink around this one because it's already quite dark. And I'm going to throw this glue page away before it gets all sticky. Okay. And then this one, we'll use some of this green. Okay, one. Then maybe a bit of this pink. There we go. And then maybe a brown or a gray. Oh, this one right here, a brownish gray. Perfect. trying to decide what I'm going to do this weekend. I think tomorrow I have an estate auction that I need to pick up, just a little tiny one, just some linens, and I'll probably just kind of search around the local area and see what we can get up to. Look for maybe a graveyard to walk in, or a park that's not super busy. It's kind of a rural area, so I don't think it'll be too bad. Probably find a nice place to have lunch, maybe have a picnic somewhere, look for a pond or something. These are my typical kind of go-to family stuff on the weekend. And then usually on Sunday I get a little bit more time to kind of work on journals and stuff. I've got on the go I'm working on right now. I got to start on the Giving Tree journal. So what I'm going to be doing with that is so the story of the Giving Tree, I mentioned this in another video a little bit, but you know, sorry if you've already heard my take on things, but I'm just going to talk a little bit about it. I am not a fan of the way the Giving Tree kind of, well, the story itself, you know, it's kind of one of those things. I think it's like Shel Silverstein had, like, you know, good intentions and all, but it doesn't really teach a very good lesson. It's a very realistic about humanity kind of thing, where essentially a little boy grows up with an apple tree, and you know, he climbs the branches and he enjoys his whole life, you know, being with this apple tree. And then as time goes on, like, he comes back only rarely when he needs something. And first he needs a house, and so the tree, you know, being kind, says, you know, okay, well, I want you to be happy, so go ahead and cut my branches off for the wood to, you know, make a home for yourself. So he does. And then, like, you don't hear from him forever after he does that. And then he comes back later, like, that he needed, like, money. And so, or no, first it was the apples. He needed money, so take my apples and, you know, sell the apples. Then it was the branches because he needed a house. Then he came back at one more time, like, as an older man who needed, like, more money or something. And you know, the tree said, well, go ahead and cut down my, you know, my trunk then. And then he was just a stump. And then, you know, the old man came back at the end of his life essentially, and the tree was like, well, I don't really have a whole lot more to offer you. And he said, that's okay, I'm too old to, you know, need a whole lot now. But it's just kind of a story of just, like, taking advantage of nature until it has nothing left to give. Like, that's how I see it. I think there's this kind of older thinking about, you know, I don't know, like, that people, when they love you, they will sacrifice anything. So I think that's kind of the tone that it was going for or something. And I get that. I just think that these days when we're talking about the environment and trees and things like that, and also when we're teaching our kids about how to be good ambassadors of the planet, it's not the best message. So I like the illustrations, I like the book itself, I like aspects of it, but I definitely am going to rewrite the end of the story. So I'm sorry if anyone thinks that's kind of like blasphemous or something, but I just I think what I want to do is just, yeah, I want to rewrite the story how, like, it should have been written, which was like, no, like, I love you. I grew up with you as, like, my tree. I would never do that. I'm going to go and I'm going to work hard to make my own living for myself and make money for myself, and not expect you, a tree, to have to, like, give, you know, everything to me. That's what I'm going to kind of redepict in the story when I make it into a journal. I'm going to rewrite, like, the ending, because I think it's a good opportunity to show how, like, you know, we can do better than have such expectations of things. Okay, so I think I'm going to use this big tag, this big label. Just going to straighten it out a little bit here. It's kind of wonky. And that is still kind of wonky. Let's see, maybe, My dog is barking again, goodness me. The kids are having a bath right now. My husband probably just put the dog in his little house, his little hutch house, his little laundry room bed where he sleeps when we're not home. But he's still adjusting to being by himself because we've been actually like taking him everywhere with us lately to kind of compensate for the loss of our other dog. We're trying to just make sure he doesn't feel too sad because he's a good boy. Yeah, I think I like the yellow bits there. That's fun. I wonder if I have my black soot ink. It's over here somewhere. Actually, maybe weathered wood. No, I want black soot. There it is. Okay. I've decided with these distress oxides and distress inks that it's kind of a good thing to not have too many of them because, like, I don't know, it sort of helps you to have a style and also not get overwhelmed, like, oh, what should I use? And also not just let them sit on a shelf and dry out. And you actually use your supplies and don't just let them age. It's something I'm trying to do, like, to make sure I'm doing lately, is just use the things you have and, you know, eventually stop getting so many things. I can't help it. Thrifting is so fun, and so is estate auction. But yeah, where did I say I wanted to put this? I forget. I know this one was here. Was that? I feel like that should go there because and it doesn't block at those flowers. So I'm gonna put that one there. I know I'm probably changing my whole layout here, but I'm gonna just swap these from side to side. There we go. Okay, that one is also finished. We just have to stitch around it. So now we have two. Okay, let's finish this one. Actually, do I need to back that? No, I don't. This one has some writing on it, so I need to back it, which I'll do first, I think. And I'm going to back it with this old 1938 paper from another book. I've really been enjoying just kind of keeping some of the first pages of some vintage books. I've been cutting up that old copy of Black Beauty that I got in my thrift haul because there's some nice pictures in it. I'll show you. So I thought these were really nice, and I've been using it for also words, harvesting little word snippets out of it. Go. Just kind of give it a good press. And then see, that makes kind of a cool backing for a journal tag. Like, it doesn't impede with the ability to write on it or anything, but it's just kind of a fun little old book thing. Okay, so now we need to punch a hole in here. Make sure we're relatively centered. Okay, now we need another flower. We'll go with a yellow. Oh no, that lily. Oy. I have to choose. I feel really addicted to making these. I was like going to work on journals today, like try to make some progress, and I didn't make any progress. I just made ephemera. But you know, ephemera is progress too, because I end up making things that I'm going to use in those journals, and I think a lot of the ephemera I made today will translate well to some of the journals I'm working on. Whoops, that's upside down. I could probably, I'm just going to take a little off the bottom. I'm going to take a little off this side too. Just like that. Okay, now let's ink it up a little bit. This weekend I'm also hoping to get a little bit of time to start trying to do some planning for my daughter's next year of homeschool. It's going to be like the kindergarten kind of year, so it's going to be a little more intense than the pre-K year, so I have a lot more to do, but I'm hoping if I get myself organized enough, I'll be not feeling it too much as the weeks go by and I'm working with her. Okay, so I'm going to get a little bit of yellow. Scissors are getting gummy. I'll just clip this a little bit off here on the end because it gets wrinkly. Okay, one. Just to even this side a little. It's hard to cut this little bits of fabric straight. Okay, that, and maybe a little bit of this brown color. And then an even smaller amount of this green. Whoops. 2 and 3. Yep, they fit on there. Okay. So it's Friday night now, but I'm guessing that this video isn't going to post until Saturday morning because it'll be a longer video, so it will probably upload most of the night. Usually my videos take like anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 hours to upload. We don't have the best upload speeds here, but I don't know. It's weird because we have like 5 or something, like we're supposed, what you sometimes get and what you actually, like what you're supposed to get versus what you do get over time because of weird like throttling that the companies that run the telecommunications do, even though they're not allowed to, they still do it. You'll probably find that if you ever check like you do like a speed test of your internet or your upload and download speed, that you're not getting what you're promised. And you have to call, and then miraculously they find an issue and then they fix it for a little while. But it's usually a little while. It's not usually forever. And I've noticed. Also, I just know how these things work. So I know too much. Okay. Thinking about maybe I like this label here and then I would put words on it, but I don't want to block out my swatches too much. So that might be a little big. I was thinking with this one I might set that aside. And where are my words? There. Oh, they're just buried under this heap of fabric I have here. Fall into good hands. Although there's these nice chapters, like chapter 7. I like that. Maybe we'll do that. It's that lovely old paper from Black Beauty. Oops. That might actually be all that I really need on this one, is just a little label. I'm gonna push it a little more that way. There we go. Okay. that one's done. Oh no, we need to put something in the top. And I think I had another little scraplet. Yeah, I did. Okay. Let go of me. There we go. Very fun. So that's those. Now let's do another green one. I think we have time probably for at least one more if I move my bum. I'm getting excited to be getting closer to September because I have a little vacation planned in September and I cannot wait to go away. It's somewhere that I've been a couple of times. That it's near where a friend has property, and we stay there, and it's nice and it's quiet and kind of isolated, and we just basically do some family time, spend family time together. Where did I put my little circles that I had here? Probably all under here. Yeah, they're all under this fabric. So let's go with this one. Just plunk it in the middle-ish there. Everything is hiding in plain sight here. There it is. Okay. Alrighty, that is not centered. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Let's see. Oh, that's nice. Let's do this one. This orchid. That would be great on the green. Funny, last night I had to go into my office to grab a couple of things, and it's like way after hours. It was like 9 o'clock. I had to run in, and nobody is there at that time. My husband said he would just drive around with the kids while I ran inside, and then they wouldn't get kind of bored in the car. So then he came back, and I was in the middle of, like, I had to print something, and I had to, you know, grab a few things, and I was in the middle of, like, kind of concentrating on what I was doing. And then all of a sudden he phones me and he's like, there's somebody parked right out front the building here, and he's like, you know, describing the car to me, which I don't know whose car it is. And then I just started to feel so completely creeped out, because it's like pitch dark in my office. We just have these like emergency lights on because, of course, you know, for over a year and a half now, we've all been working at home. There's nobody in my office on a normal basis. So I felt so creeped out. And so I asked him, I just said, like, well, you just stay on the phone with me. Like, should I go? Like, what the heck, right? And he's like, well, I don't think it's I don't think it's anything nefarious. Maybe it's somebody from one of the other offices in your building, like the downstairs people or something. And I was like, okay. But I felt so weird. Like, it was just, I don't know, maybe because I was by myself and it was dark. Ugh. So then I go to leave and I'm like still on the phone with him, you know, in case the goblins were going to get me or something. And I come down the stairs and there's a corporate office of a fast food chain in my building. And as soon as I open the door to the elevator, this little tiny super adorable dog just comes running out of that corporate office's entryway. And he was with like his mom and his grandma, like it was a lady and her mother. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, you're the scary goblin. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, oh, I was so freaked out because I never am in the office, like, you know, and it's late and like there's no one here. And then all of a sudden my husband calls to tell me there's a car outside, and I got so creeped out. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, it's okay. She's like, this is why I brought my mom with me. I'm like, okay, so we are the same person. Good. I'm not the only fraidy cat. Oh my goodness. Scared of the dark, girl. Oh. But yeah, I did not meet with any kind of scary anybody. The dog was so cute. Oh my gosh. I was just like petting the dog, and then I realized like I guess my whole family's waiting for me. I should probably get going. But I was in puppy happy. So then I have to, this weekend I have an Amazon return I've got to do at the post office. And then I bought my daughter some flippers for our trip, but I think they might be too small, but I can't tell. Like, I put them on her feet, and like flippers, swim flippers, they fit kind of like, you know, like rubbery, kind of elasticy to the foot. So I put it on her foot, and it looks like there's these ones, the way they work is like there's a flipper, and then underneath there's like a little hole for the toes to come through. So like her toes don't go through it, but like she was kind of like, they're too small, they're whatever. And I don't know if she means they're too tight. So I was asking her, like, do they hurt your feet? And I feel like she likes them so much that she doesn't want to tell me if they hurt her feet, but they might be too tight. So I've got to try again. I'm going to try in the morning when she's like not, you know, overly hyper or excited or anything, maybe, and see if I can get a clear answer out of my child about this, because I'm just gonna have to explain to her, like, if they feel uncomfortable, if they don't feel right, then I'll get another pair for you. Like, I just have to, you know, go up a size, that's all, because we're definitely going to be using them. Thinking of using another one of these little chapter labels. They look really nice on here. I just like these little words, and they're not so interruptive of the what's already on the tag, but they do add a little something. Here we go, and I'm just gonna kind of override my little hole protector a bit. Then I just have to tie something in there, and I have this, which is too small to do my loopy closure, but I'm going to stitch around these anyway, so I'll just stitch this one on and make it just like so. There we go. So yeah, that will go like that. Okay, and that's another one done. And I think we have about 10 more minutes or so. I'll do one more. What the heck? I think instead of doing the hole protector on this one, I'm going to use my other little punchy thing and try to do this in the center. There we go. And another picture. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's really cool. But I don't have a lot of good purple fabric right now, so I'm not going to go with that one. I think I might go with this one because I have that nice burgundy fabric right there. And I won't have to hunt for fabric for this one. I have to find some nice reddish purple fabric. I saw the grossest thing ever when I was grocery shopping tonight. So, I don't eat Kraft Dinner or macaroni and cheese in a box. For those of you who are American and wondering what I'm talking about when I say Kraft Dinner, that's the name of like the Kraft macaroni and cheese in a box. Like in Canada, it's called Kraft Dinner. So, I saw the most disgusting thing. So they have these like Kraft flavor booster things, and they had 2 different flavors. The first one was reasonable, butter chicken. Okay, I could go for some, you know, butter chicken kind of spice in my macaroni, sure. The second one, cotton candy. Can you imagine macaroni and cheese, cotton candy flavor booster? And it was like a powder, I think. I don't know. I was just utterly dumbfounded. I'm like, what world am I in? What is going on? So yeah, if you need cotton candy flavored macaroni and cheese, it exists. Okay, this one, I use that same nice burgundy again. Oh, these threads. Okay, get off. My fingers are sticky. Okay. Sounds like my kiddos are done their bath, which is good because I'm going to read to them after I make this video. It was so funny. My husband the other day, he had kind of a frazzled day. The kids were just wild, and so yeah, I came upstairs from working, and it was my afternoon break. And I just sat down with the kids and decided that I would just read them a story, and they both fell asleep, and he was just like, what? He was speechless. He's like, how does everything get so relaxing when you come along? I'm like, I don't know. It's a skill. He was happy they fell asleep, but he was not impressed that it's that easy for me. I don't know why. I think it's just because like I'm busy, like I'm working throughout the day and he's with them, and then when they see me it's kind of like a treat because I've been away for a little while, like working in the basement in the space that I work in, and so yeah, they're like, oh yay mom, and they'll like sit down with me and like, you know, not want to go crazy like they do with him all the time. So yeah, I told him like, don't take it personally, it's not a major deal. Okay, let's use this nice batik for the tag topper. These are really fun to make. I think if you haven't tried them, you should. They're fun. I'm glad that I decided to do them. I just enjoyed watching Gail do them this morning, and then they turned out really pretty, and I saw her picture on Instagram after I watched the video, and I was like, wow, they really turned out nice. So let's do it. There we go. Okay, so that is the Botanical, what did we say these were called? Botanical sample tags. So let's just move this out of the way here. This one, and of course, you know, they're beautiful because of their vintage German book imagery, right? Like that's why they're so beautiful. So I will stitch around these and maybe make a little Instagram post or even a little TikTok, I've started making little TikTok videos. So if you're on TikTok and you don't already follow me, I'm Studioloo on TikTok as well. I need to update that in the description box so that people check out my TikTok. I've been having fun with it. It's like I'm kind of late coming to it. I've had a TikTok account for quite some time, but it's one of those things where, like, to make TikTok videos you have to do a little bit more editing. It takes a little longer, and sometimes, you know, it just cuts into any other time that I'm spending doing other things. But there's just so many great creatives on TikTok, and it's actually a pretty great community too. Like, I find I don't know, like, I'm just getting into it, like, but I've been watching TikToks for a long time, and there's a lot of fun on there, and there's more flexibility to be able to, like, use different effects and music and stuff like that. So anyhow, all of that said, you can find all my social media down below in the description box. If you haven't yet subscribed, I would love it if you did. And I hope you have a lovely evening or morning, depending on when you see this. So thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna go clean these gluey fingers, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care.